Back in May, with anti-GMO sentiment reaching an all-time high on the islands, Hawaii County Councilwoman Margaret Willey, representing the Kohala district, announced that she would introduce a bill to ban the further introduction of genetically modified organisms on the Big Island.
They're present here, they don't have control, and the whole question is, are we going to let them take over? No.
She explained her plans to a large crowd in Kona, right after they had all marched down Ali'i Drive in a show against Monsanto, the powerful multinational agricultural biotechnology corporation.
To put all of our sentiment into action, I have a bill before the council that would restrict the use of GMOs. And so we're standing up and fight. The bill, we heard it on May 15th, I think, or May 14th, and it ended up having a whole day of public testimony.
The American people are being deceived by Monsanto and other biotechnology companies that claim GMOs are not harmful to the human body.
Their money and campaign contributions are contaminating our university system, our state and county administrations, our farm groups, and our state legislators and Congress.
But there is a lot of testimony coming in, both positive and negative. There's a lot of people invested in this. There's a lot of money to be made.
I'm sick and tired of having to defend my life's work, my family's well-being, and my fellow farmers and ranchers' existence when it continues to get threatened by the no better than you pseudo-experts.
And as everybody who knows anything about monopoly, predatory practices, the idea is to come in and make it look good and give it away for cheap and take control. These companies have control of like 90% of the seeds, get farmers to go along with an agreement that locks them in to various restrictions. They have to buy seed every year. But basically, this is a total takeover of our island, or as I see it.
Later that week, when Bill 79 went before the Hawaii County Council Committee on Public Safety and Mass Transit, a huge outpouring on both sides of the issue resulted in a postponement.
Regarding the prohibition of genetically modified organisms. Whether you agree or disagree with anybody, I'm asking everyone, there will be no applause.
Although the transgenic rainbow papaya was exempt from the ban, papaya farmers showed up in force to express their displeasure with the proposed law.
When I got a chance to talk to the beef cattle, the non-edibles, the papaya farmers, I got to understand a little bit more about their situation. If we as a body passes this, it shows that we think that all GMOs are wrong.
The debate intensified. Both sides accused the other of unethical behavior.
That was the secret GMO meeting. And since they fund these people, they'll go ahead and give them our county building to meet in. And they lock the door.
How to coexist on the island, we believe.
You need to learn how to coexist on the island.
Stop telling me how to grow. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. I need your help. If you vote this, you are changing. You get too much anger.
A few days before the rescheduled hearing, agricultural businesses, united in their opposition to the bill, made their presence known in Hilo.
But it's bad legislation. It needs to be defeated. It divides this community. It divides farmers. It picks winners and losers. It's saying that one group is good and one group is bad. You know, you won't find these people testifying at a council meeting. They'll be working that day. But they're out here today. We didn't want any confrontation. We wanted to just make a very positive statement that we want the choice and we want the consumer to have a choice. Don't take that away.
Now, we on this island have a responsibility, not just for this island and all the islands, but for the whole world.
On the day of the hearing, hundreds signed up to testify in Kona.
I've made this product, and it guarantees me to make a killing in profit. It's 1 part GMO corn oil, 1 part GMO soy flour, 1 part GMO rainbow papaya seeds, and 1 part of that killer substance, Roundup. Now, I just made this recently, and I want to share this with you so that on your lunch today you can test it out, and you'll be the first. And please let me know what you think of it.
And most frightening to me, the transfer of this genetic material between organisms and even species.
The seriousness pertaining to the massive deaths and the decline of bee colonies in North America sheds light on a worldwide hunger issue that will have an economical and ecological impact in the very near future.
These chemical companies think that they're going to win. Oh, hell no. That's never going to happen.
The Hawaiian, everybody here is very giving, and they would probably bend over backwards to help you burn those papayas and grow something decent.
Genetic engineered foods are safe for human consumption.
Monsanto is not actively searching for or planning operations on the Big Island. We do not own land or have any operations on the Big Island either.
The meeting lasted for 2 entire days in early July. The council members decided to put off a vote until the next meeting, which wasn't held until August.
These are all in support of the bill, not with any attachment. These are opposed.
I just feel so uncomfortable not being that scientist at the table.
I would like to identify what it is actually is the biggest threat to our island.
I'm not a GMO guy. I'm not a super anti, and I'm not like super supportive. I'm just trying to find balance. I think there's a place for it when it's there.
All of a sudden, there's this big backlash against our farmers. A lot of the people that farm here on this island, ranch here on this island. I think it would have been better to do a little bit more research before this brought up. But
and fundamentally, from looking at Bill 79 as it's drafted now, I think Ms. Willie already has a pretty good idea that it needs work.
When the time came, Councilmember Willie withdrew Bill 79.
What if I withdraw? And
I will
submit?
kill you. I will kill you.
Okay, and resubmit. Okay, I just want to get out all the options here.
In an attempt to introduce a bill that would pass the council, many of whom seemed on the fence but open to the proposed law, Willie came back with another bill, 113. At the same time, Councilwoman Brenda Ford brought forward a similar bill, 109. Ford's bill was considered far more strict. It would have prohibited transgenic papaya along with any other GMO crop.
I'm going to do one myself. It's going to be really simple. Okay, here's what we need to do. We need to set the policy that we do not want any more GMO species on this island. Period. End of the discussion.
Bill 109 captured the heart of the anti-GMO activists.
We do want a GMO-free. Either one says sort of the same basic concept, that we want to eliminate GMOs from this island being grown here in one way or another. Whether we do give an exemption to people that are here already as a sign of good faith and a progression, or if we do take that hard stance, which is, I believe, the best route to go as far as GMO-free Hawaii Island, and a lot of people feel, is that no GMOs are fully understood well enough to allow them to have open field testing here.
But it severely divided the agricultural sector.
It's very discouraging and very it's unbelievable to criminalize farmers. In the old Hawaiian tradition, the farmers had a really esteemed place in the society. Right now, we're getting ready to criminalize farmers. All the other islands, the rest of the world, can do the next GMO, whatever it may be. Just the Big Island can't. What will happen is the Big Island farmers are eventually going out of business. So what would any responsible older person tell these kids? You know what you thought? Don't be a farmer. Get out. And nobody will know that took place because it will take place right on the dinner table. Up until last year, until this came up, I was so optimistic. I wanted to dedicate my land into perpetuity for ag. Now I cannot tell you how disappointed I am that this is taking place.
Yeah, it has changed a lot. Yeah, since I think it was in April or something, I got the governor's Dennis Gonzalez Day, and they mentioned about the GMO papaya and the zero waste thing. And Yeah, it was very good to have that, and then in today's testimony, at least three of the testimonies talked about Dr. Gonzalez papaya not being good, not being accepted in so many places, and all of this stuff. It has divided the communities of the Big Island. And I don't think the council people want that. I don't think that. Other people say this, you get the evidence.
And if it's uncertain,
Ford's bill didn't do too well in committee, but it served to make Willie's bill seem like a moderate choice by comparison.
It's about the soil and the health of the soil and the health of the plants. You know, there's other GMO bills that come from a consumer point of view or a right-to-know point of view or intellectual property law, but this is really down in terms of, take the health of the soil and the health of the plants and the health of the people.
The council committee gave Willie's Bill 113 a positive recommendation, and on first reading, they voted to approve the bill.